Hi guys, this is Jason with you and welcome to my YouTube channel. On today's episode of Making It Simple Gardening series, I will show you how to plant, propagate, and harvest kangkong the easiest and simplest way. You will be able to harvest kangkong in as short as 2 weeks. Kangkong is a very common vegetable found in Asian countries. In my place, in the Philippines, you can easily find kangkong everywhere. You can find it in swamps, your backyard, maybe near the river. It's easy to find. It is also used in a lot of cuisine like sinigang. You can make it into adobo or steam it and eat it together with bagoong. Most other Asian countries cook these vegetables as stir-fry, which is a staple in many Oriental restaurants. If you live in the US or Europe or Middle East, this vegetable is pretty hard to find. One way of having constant supply is by planting this vegetable. Now there are 2 ways to plant kangkong. Either you use seeds, like this one, or you use stems. Of the 2 methods that I mentioned, using stems is the simpler way, mainly because you cannot easily find seeds. But with stems, you can use the hard lower part when you buy a bunch of kangkong from the market. Prepping the stems for planting is simple. You just measure around 2 to 3 inches from the lower part. Just make sure that there are a couple of nodes from the length of the stems that you will use for planting. Where the leaves starts to go out, you just remove this one, and that's one node. This is another node here, and this is another node. Okay, so you cut. Normally when you buy the kangkong on the market, you get a bunch of this, right? So you just take the soft part, usually the upper part, okay, you just take it, snip it like this, and just take the hard lower part. This is the one that you're going to plant. This is where the roots are going to come out, right? So I made a bunch of this, okay, and I put them in one container a few days ago. And this is what we're going to check right now. So it's exactly 4 days when I put these stems on the water. Now let's see what happened. That's good growth right there, see? Now if you look at here, I was talking about the nodes a while ago, see? It's the nodes that brings out the roots. It's where the roots comes out, see here? So it's important to have a few nodes under the water, okay, when you're trying to use stems to grow kangkong. When you put the stems on the water, you put them upside like this. Do not put them like this. As per experience, they did not really root very well. But if you put them on a standing position, similar to this one, you will have lots of roots to big. So imagine this is just 4 days. This is the medium I use to grow my kangkong with. Really don't have soil, so I have to make from scratch. It's composed of sand, which I got from the hardware store, peat moss I got from nursery, and then a handful of organic manure. You don't need too much fertilizer for this plant. When the mixture is done, I transferred it to my raised bed, and on top of that I put potting soil. Ordinary potting soil you buy from the grocery. This is quite expensive, that's why you don't really need to use a lot of it. You just put it on top. I also mix some sand with the potting soil just to make the texture more suitable for growing kangkong. I will make a separate video on how I made this soil. This soil can be used on different kinds of plants. Kangkong can also be grown using a hydroponic system. If you want me to make a video, just mention it on the comment below. Now that the bed is ready, we can go plant the kangkong. Just punch a hole and put the stems. That's it. So this is the first day, and this is after I planted all these stems. I got only 33 stems, I think. It's good to know that you can plant 3 or 4 more stems in one spot. It doesn't really make a difference. It looks sparse right now. Day 2, some foliage are starting to come out of the stems. It's good to see that none of the stems died out during the night. I mean, during that time it was around 42 degrees Celsius for the temperature here in Doha. Now when it comes to watering, you just have to consider the season or time of the year. If it's in the summer, you have to water maybe twice a day. But during cooler days, you just need to water once a day in the morning. But just to be sure, just stick one of your finger into the soil around 1 inch. If your finger is still wet or damp, then no need to water. But if you pull out your finger and it's dry, then that's really the sign that you need to water your plants. As you can see, there are also other plants in this bed. So I'll try to make a video of these plants in the next coming weeks. Hopefully they don't die during this heat. And we might see some okra, some peche, maybe some radish in this channel. So wait for those videos, guys. This is day 14. It's harvest day. Let's see how much we can get from the 30 or so stems that we planted. Enjoy the rest of the video. As you can see, I'm cutting them at the base so that there will be some opportunities for these leaves to grow anew. By the way, this bed is an experimental bed. I didn't plan on planting this time of the year because it's summertime and it's very hard to grow anything in the desert. But because of this COVID-19 issue, pandemic, I'm forced to do something. So, today. Well, this is the third bunch. I can still take up some more. Okay guys, this is a good harvest right now. See how many we got, and this is just for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Wow, I'm so excited to see if these plants can still give me some leaves in the next couple of weeks. Oh, there's 2 more here. Okay, nice. Okay, now to think what to do with this.
The next day.
So this is the next day, and the Kangkong are still alive, so without stem and this minimal amount of leaves. So we'll get back to this after 2 weeks. I'll make another video to give an update. So if you like this video, please click subscribe and don't forget to click on the bell button so you can always have some updates when I upload the video. Stay safe guys, and thank you for watching. Bye.